Here are all the books that I read this week. I started off the week by reading Promises and Pomegranates, and oh my god, it was so good. Definitely one of my favorite reads of this year. I then unboxed some new books, which I got caught up Target Special Edition and Till Summer Do Us Part Target Special Edition. For that day, I read Vipers and Virtuosos, which is the second book after Promises and Pomegranates, and it was okay. The plot wasn't my favorite. And then I finished the night by reading Stolen by a Sinner, which I read 3 books that day. The next day, I wanted to continue the series I was reading, so I got Oaths and Admissions, which is the 3rd book in the series, and Captured by a Sinner, which is the 4th book in the Sinner series. I started off the day by reading The Hawthorne Legacy, and I was hoping to like it more than The Inheritance Game, which I did. Then I read Chosen by a Sinner, and again, this was definitely one of the best reads of this year. And I finished the day by reading Oaths and Admissions, and maybe I'm easy to please, but this was also one of my favorite books of this year. And I also read 3 books that day. The next day I got some more books, which included Ruthless Creatures, The Ritual, and Arrows and Apologies. And I started off the day by reading Captured by a Sinner, which I absolutely loved, and I'm so sad I already finished this series. I finished 3 more books that day, Arrows and Apologies, which I really enjoyed. People We Meet on Vacation wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't the worst. And Painted Scars, which I did not really like. And that day I read 4 books. The next day I got some PR, which I was so excited to see that I received Heart of the Sun by Mia Sheridan, and then I bought the Barnes & Noble edition of Trust Me Always. I started off the day by reading Caught Up, which I really enjoyed, but now I can't tell which one I like better, Lights Out or Caught Up. And I also read Love in Other Words, which I found really cute, but nothing life-changing. So in 4 days, I read 12 books. How many books do you usually read per week? And what's your latest book that you've read? Comment them down below.